Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Technology Deep Dive, covering market moves in tech, communications, and healthcare indexes, stocks, and ETFs for the week ending Friday, May 9th, 2025. I'm your host, Ira Roth. Let's dive in. Key tech indexes were mixed this week. The Nasdaq Composite Index closed at 17,928.92, down 48.81. The healthcare sector showed notable weakness, dropping 4.2%, with a very strong negative trend. Market breadth showed strength in the technology sector, with 511 advances versus 163 declines for the week. Healthcare continues to struggle, with declines dominating both monthly and yearly timeframes. Looking at weekly returns, the healthcare sector showed the largest decline at -4.26%. Technology managed a modest gain of 0.26%, marking its third consecutive positive week. In 10-year performance, the technology sector leads with an annual return rate of 19.4%. The Nasdaq 100 follows at 16.2%, while healthcare trails at 6.2%. Among top tech performers, Microchip Technology led gains, rising 15.5% to 55.35. Paycom Software hit a new one-year high at 252.70, showing strong upward volatility with an 11.1% gain. Weekly returns were impressive, with Microchip posting a 15.5% gain. Gen Digital continued its momentum with a fifth consecutive weekly rise, up 11.4%. In long-term performance, Paycom Software stands out with a 10-year annual return of 21.6%. Despite recent gains, Enphase Energy remains down 54.3% over the past year. Leading the tech sector declines this week, Fortinet fell 8.2% to 97.42. Akamai Technologies dropped 7.6% to 76.25, showing a very strong negative trend. CrowdStrike declined 6.8% to 410.57, despite maintaining a very strong positive trend. Year-to-date performance shows mixed results among the declining tech stocks. Palantir Technologies leads with a 55% gain, while Akamai Technologies lags with a -20% return. CrowdStrike maintains a solid 20% gain despite recent weakness. Long-term performance metrics reveal Palantir Technologies with an impressive 150% three-year annualized return. Fortinet shows sustained growth with a 29% 10-year annual rate. Akamai Technologies struggles with negative returns across all time frames. Nasdaq ETFs showed mixed performance this week. VanEck Semiconductor ETF led gains, rising 1.9% to 223.40. The Qs edged down slightly to 488.2, while the triple short QQQ has remained flat for 12 consecutive days. Month-to-date returns show strength in leveraged products, with triple long QQQ up 7.4%. VanEck Semiconductor ETF gained 5.7%, while triple short QQQ declined 7.3%, reflecting the overall positive momentum in tech. 10-year performance metrics highlight strong returns, with triple long QQQ delivering a 29% annual rate. VanEck Semiconductor ETF maintained 23% annually, while the Qs provided a steady 16% yearly return.
Looking at stocks in tech industries, I'm Sally Short. Amazon and Microsoft each closed up 3 weeks in a row. Alphabet fell sharply by 6.8% with a very strong negative trend. Apple dropped 3.3% with 2 consecutive down weeks. Monthly returns show Microsoft gained 11%, while Apple lost 6.6%. Year-to-date, Amazon and Alphabet are both down significantly, dropping 12% and 19% respectively. Looking at 10-year performance, Amazon and Microsoft have delivered exceptional returns, with annual rates around 24%. Meta Platforms and Apple follow with roughly 20% annual returns. In semiconductor stocks, nLIGHT surged 37.7%, while Atomera jumped 28.2% with strong upward volatility. Heraso, SiTime, and Microchip Technology all gained over 15%. Month-to-date returns are impressive, with nLIGHT up 51% and Atomera gaining 47%. SiTime has advanced 29%, while Microchip Technology shows a 20% gain. Looking at annual performance, SiTime and Atomera lead with gains over 52% for the year. Microchip Technology shows the best long-term stability with a 10-year return of 126%. In cloud computing, the Trade Desk and Fastly both soared over 31%. Cloudflare gained 6.5% with strong upward volatility. Okta hit a new one-year high with a very strong positive trend. Month-to-date, Fastly and the Trade Desk lead with gains over 32%. Year-to-date, Okta shows impressive growth of 51.6%, while Cloudflare has advanced 23%. In cloud computing stocks, the Trade Desk and Fastly led with impressive gains over 31% each. Cloudflare shows a very strong positive trend with 5 consecutive weekly gains, while Okta achieved a new one-year high. Leading AI and robotics stocks showed significant strength, with Rockwell Automation surging over 16% amid strong upward volatility. Mobileye Global gained 11.5%, while Symbotic rose 7.3% with 3 consecutive weekly gains. Year-to-date returns show Rockwell Automation up 3.2%, while Symbotic gained 4.4%. However, Ambarella and Cognex have experienced declines of 26% and 18% respectively since the start of the year. Looking at long-term performance, Rockwell Automation shows steady growth with a 10-year return of 145%. Symbotic leads 3-year returns at 150%, despite recent weakness. Mobileye Global has declined 42% over the past year. In thematic ETFs, Robotics and Automation ETF led gains at 2%, marking 5 consecutive weekly advances. VanEck Robotics ETF followed with a 1.6% increase, while Spear Alpha ETF added 1%. Month-to-date performance shows Spear Alpha ETF leading with a 7.8% gain, followed by Robotics and Automation ETF at 5.2%. VanEck Robotics ETF has maintained stability with minimal year-to-date change. Long-term returns reveal Robotics and Automation ETF has gained 100% over 10 years. Spear Alpha ETF shows strong 3-year performance with a 61% return, while Pacer US Cash Cows Growth ETF has risen 33%. In electric vehicle stocks, Li Auto led with a 6.3% gain. Tesla rose 3.8% with some upward volatility. Rivian Automotive continued its strong trend with 5 consecutive weekly gains, while BYD showed mixed signals despite a very strong positive trend. Electric vehicle stocks showed strong performance this week. Li Auto led gains with a 6.3% rise to 26.63. Tesla advanced 3.8% to 298.30, showing some upward volatility. Rivian Automotive continued its 5-week winning streak with strong upward momentum. Looking at longer-term performance, Tesla stands out with a 10-year annual rate of return of 34.2%. BYD showed resilience with a 23.4% 3-year annual return, despite recent weekly declines. Li Auto posted modest 3-year returns of 12.1%. Quantum computing stocks surged this week. D-Wave Quantum soared 40.2% to 11.9 amid strong upward volatility. Quantum computing gained 7.2% to 8.59, while Keysight Technologies rose 3.7% to 154.12, marking its fifth consecutive weekly gain. Weekly performance metrics show D-Wave Quantum leading with a 40.2% gain. Quantum computing posted strong month-to-date returns of 27.4%. TE Connectivity maintained consistent gains, closing up for 5 straight weeks. Long-term returns reveal quantum computing's remarkable 10-year annual return of 121.6%. Keysight Technologies delivered steady growth with a 16.1% 10-year annual return. TE Connectivity maintained stable performance with an 8.3% 10-year annual return. Solar stocks posted significant gains. SolarEdge Technologies surged 51.4% to 19.84. Shoals Technologies jumped 32.5% to 5.9. Vivo Power International reached a new one-year high, gaining 19.8% to 4.35. Weekly returns highlight SolarEdge Technologies' 51.4% surge with strong upward volatility. Shoals Technologies posted impressive month-to-date returns of 41%. Vivo Power International showed remarkable year-to-date gains of 227%. Despite recent gains, long-term metrics show challenges in the solar sector. Most stocks faced negative 3-year returns, though Vivo Power International demonstrated recent momentum with positive 1-year returns of 21.5%, breaking out of previous downtrends. Technology Thematic ETFs showed strong weekly performance. WisdomTree Cloud Computing Fund led the group, rising 3.5% to 34.66. SPDR SandP Semiconductor ETF and SPDR SandP Software and Services ETF followed with gains over 3%. All 5 funds maintained 3 consecutive weeks of upward movement. Month-to-date returns show SPDR SandP Semiconductor ETF outperforming with a 9.2% gain. SPDR SandP Software and Services ETF and Global X Internet of Things ETF both posted returns around 6%. Year-to-date, most funds remain in negative territory, except SPDR FactSet Innovative Technology ETF, with minimal losses. Looking at longer-term performance, SPDR SandP Semiconductor ETF shows impressive 10-year annual returns of 170.9%. SPDR FactSet Innovative Technology ETF leads 1-year performance with a 20.3% return, while SPDR SandP Software and Services ETF maintains consistent growth across all time frames.
And with that, we wrap up another end-of-week technology deep dive. I'm Ira Roth, along with my AI co-host Sally Short. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.